I have another journal I want to share with you guys. This one is another one of my soft cover fabric stitched journals. I don't know what I've been calling them. Soft cover journal. It has 2 signatures stitched in. I did a sturdy canvas as the background of the front of the cover and collaged on some green burlap. Before I get too far into this, I just want to say I got it from Michael's. It was in the clearance section. It was a recollections kit that had all these like vintage images of like food advertisements and wine images and breads and recipe cards and stuff like that. So that's what I'm basing this book on. It has a lot of the kit in it, as well as some things that I've added to it. The title of the book will be just Menu. I wanted to keep it very simple because I believe this book could be taken in many different directions. It could be a travel journal if the purpose of your travels is like cuisine. I leaned a lot toward Italian cuisine, mainly because the colors really made me think of Italy and Italian cuisine. It could also be just a recipe keeper. It could also be used for even if you're not traveling and you just like to like rate restaurants or write down things that you like, or just to keep a record of things like that. It could also be used in that way. So back to the cover here. I did a collage with some green burlap, and this is a stamped image, a bit of just pattern papers that I collaged on there. This image here is from the kit, and it is made into a pocket, and I just clipped in some of the other images. I did some wood grain stamping on the background there, and it's all stitched on. I just added a few little journaling cards or just images that you could use as journaling cards, or you could put them elsewhere in the book. I really like this one here that says cookbook, and this image of the lady on the front. Thought that was really cute. And let's see, I did some faux leather just on the spine of the book. Here's the back. I grunged it up, made it look worn and dirty, old. It has a vintage feel to it. I used bulldog clips for closure. I'm doing it again. I'm going to say the whole thing 100 times. I did a bead here and the colors of Italy, which is the red, green, and white. And it is on here with the lobster clasp, so that could be removed if you wanted to. I did want to point out, I left this bit of chain here, so if your book grows as you use it, you can just adjust where on the chain it attaches to this back bulldog clip, giving you more space in your book. Okay, we go in. This is one of the pages from the kit. This is also from the kit. I made a pocket with some more canvas. The interior of the cover is this beautiful green canvas also, so it's very sturdy, and it does have the interfacing in it to make it quite sturdy. Here's one of the recipe cards. Here is a gotta think, guest check that I did some collage on with one of the images, and they are all inked up and made to look old. Tuck spot here with another. This is a vintage image. I did get a few images from Graphics Fairy, so they are in here. That includes, trying to remember, I believe it was Graphics Fairy that had these vintage Italian dollars on here, and I just double printed it and folded it to make it look kind of like real money. I don't know 100%, but I like the idea of it. This is from a book that I have, a page that I just inked, and it says Italian cuisine there. A vintage receipt that has been coffee dyed. There's a lot of coffee dyeing in this book. I did not coffee dye the pages from the kit because they are thicker, like cardstock pages, so they don't take coffee dyeing well. There's a little label with a stamp. This is an image from a book also. It shows some people working in a vineyard. You can see the manor on the hill, and just a vintage image with coffee dyed paper on the back. An image of olive branch. I feel like I'm missing something. No? Okay, this is an authentic vintage menu from an airline cuisine. What is it called? An airline, let's just call it that. And it is from Italy. It's a flight from Chicago to Rome. So you'll see the rest of the image on the other side. Oh, and there's the airline and the destinations. Here's a glassine bag, which I stitched to the top here so it can flip up. And I also put in there a tag that has a tuck spot on it and another image. And I did a little stamping. And, of course, the stitching and a little bit of just canvas, not canvas, muslin up top. This is a double tuck spot. This was a index, not index, yeah, it's like a file folder box that you'd put recipes in. This one says breads. And I just tucked this in as from the kit, and I just did a stamp of some wheat on the side, and it can be used as a bookmark, or you could make a tuck spot out of it, or you could journal on the back of it. It's entirely up to you. This is just a perpetual calendar thing that you could also journal on. And this has another image of bread on that card. Some stamping, ledger paper, another stamp that says notes here on this little canvas tab. Recipe card. My brain was elsewhere, sorry. Another little tuck spot here made with this piece of the kit. A vintage playing card that I just collaged the back of, did some inking, and put a sticker on, which you could easily write. You could label something. You could put it elsewhere in the book also. This is another image from the kit. This is a label that I put on here and stamped a coffee cup. It's a vintage image from Graphics Fairy of Pisa, and it has it's an advertisement. Here's the other side of that airline menu, and you can see where the image, what that image is, I believe. I don't read Italian, so I don't know 100%. That's just some fabric sewn on the edge. These are some printouts of Italian stamps, used stamps that I just printed on there. Here's a collage on this pocket with some cheesecloth and papers, and did some stamping. And in here, this is just some vintage ephemera that I got from Graphics Fairy that is Italian. And this was from the kit. I didn't want to leave it out because I kind of liked the saying. It says, cheese, wine, and friends must be old to be good. I don't know how true that is, but I thought it was funny. Little stamp there. A little pocket with a kitchen colander. Another, some more pieces from the kit. I can't talk. Just some twine tied on the edge, and they are inked. And of course, I left the tails from the sewing long. And also, I forgot to mention, if you didn't see, it is frayed, of course, on the edges. Another vintage image. This one was from Graphics Fairy of a little boy with some baked goods and his chef's hat on. I stamped this side of the tuck spot and just put in another image from the kit, the food advertisement. A little stamp there. Another collaged pocket with a sticker, a stamped image, a guest check, and a recipe card. This is another piece of the Italian airline menu. I'll get it. I might. I don't know. And I like that it's in Italian and English, and it has everything that was on the menu. I did have to trim it down so not all of the wording is on there, but That was the only way to make it fit in the book, and I tried to keep it as intact as possible. Another image, some more of that kit. Another little collage here with some fabric and an image from the kit. Another piece of Italian ephemera. This one has to do with calligraphy, I believe. Oh, and this flips up for some journaling space here. It's the first time I did one of those pockets. I finally did one. I don't know why, I just felt like I needed to. A little bit of ephemera here that's been inked up, and this is a vintage image of Venice, Italy. I just inked up the back, and that's just printed on cardstock. Here's a coffee dyed envelope, and inside it, it's stitched to the page, and inside it is, excuse me, getting winded, and a very grunged up and coffee dyed menu from a restaurant, an Italian restaurant. And I gessoed and inked the back of it as well, so you can use it for journaling space. And another recipe card tucked in behind it. There's lots of room to journal, some stamping. Another stamp, some more of the kit. Another image from the kit that I just made a tuck spot on. This ledger paper with another pocket, another vintage receipt, which you can use for journaling or collage or what have you. This is I'm trying to think. This is an image of a cork that I put on here as a closure for this. This is Wine Notes. It was from a book that I have. I've probably mentioned it before. It is a Napa Valley guide, but I just cut out this page. It says Wine Notes. Could be used anywhere. Just stitched around, and it tucks in here. Vintage map of Italy. I didn't mention that in the other when I showed the other side of it. Clipped on here is another one of those recipe file cards with another vintage image of Venice, and it just tucks inside this little tuck spot, which I collaged onto the recipe card, a little stamp. Another one of those wheat stamps. Little spoon here on this canvas. The other side of the airline menu. Collaged pocket with some stamping, and part of another menu, restaurant menu, and a recipe card inside the pocket. Little stamp there. Canvas stamp with some fruits and vegetables. Sorry, a canvas pocket, some fruits and vegetables inside. On it, and the word menu. I'm getting tongue-tied. Inside the pocket, I just made a little booklet with a collage of another image, and a little piece of a recipe here, and some fabric, and did a little stamping, and it is just some little scraps of paper that you can take notes on or write some journaling in. And there's the back of the book. And there it is. This one will just be titled Menu, and it will be listed in my Etsy shop. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and thanks for watching. Bye.